Good morning, my people. Hope all is well. We'll just let that music die down for a second. Uh, Hopefully everybody's doing well this morning. We have come to another Monday morning, man. We got reason to be thankful. But now this morning I want to do something I think very, very special. I wanted to talk about the recent developments we've just had. That's Tasha. Okay. We've had some graduations going on, haven't we? We've had some young ones achieving milestones in their lives. And so what I wanted to do this morning, man, I wanted to just take a little time and share some encouragement, man, some positive thoughts with the graduates as well as their parents. The first thing I want to do, I want to congratulate you all. You've accomplished something that really, really is something to be proud of. As I mentioned, it's a milestone. So now, we would also like to bring some attention to the parents also. The sleepless nights, the difficulties that you may have had with some of the teachers that were teaching your students. A lot of the things that goes into just being a parent. We want to congratulate you all for the effort that you put into this thing and the fine results that came from it. I know that there were quite a few parents that really could see the fruits of their labor, because maybe your particular son or daughter was the first individual to graduate from high school in your family. That's an achievement. That's something to be proud of. Or maybe they were a part of a long line of individuals who graduated and went on to do wonderful things. That's to be congratulated also. But now that we have these students and they have graduated, what next? What do we do now? And it would be reasonable for these young ones to take the summer to think about it. Some have already signed up for which particular college they're going to. Maybe they have accepted scholarships to certain places. But now, for just a moment, I want to focus on those who have not made up their mind as to what they're going to do. Don't feel bad, because in this particular instance, it's okay to be unsure. To be honest with you, my initial reason for going to college when I arrived there, it changed. My initial major was going to be law. But because of circumstances and because of one singular instance in the engineering building, I decided, hey man, engineering might be the way to go. So don't feel too bad if you're going and you're saying, I don't know what I'm going to do with this next chapter of my life. But now here's a few things I want you to think about, okay? For those of you who haven't decided what you're going to do, what you're going to major in, I want to throw a little caution at you. Because in this particular instance, it is necessary for you to think about it. Think about what you're going to do and try to clear the confusion. Because here's the thing. In the United States right now, as far as our community is concerned, there are millions of individuals in debt because they decided to go to college and to major in something that in the end turned out not to be lucrative. There are millions of individuals who have bachelors and masters, and even some who have doctorates, who can't find a job. So now it's necessary that we look at this thing and we think about it and we're reasonable. So now here's an alternative path that you might want to look at, okay? Instead of going directly into college, what about looking at a junior college to get your electives, the foundation courses, as we call them, your electives, and then after you successfully completed all your electives, then you go into a major university if that's the course you want to take. And one thing about that particular approach to this situation is you have time to figure out what it is that you want to do. But at the same time now, because you're going to a junior college, you're saving money also. Because most universities, especially here in the United States, the average cost of tuition is $3,500 a semester. So it's necessary to be proactive about these things. Good morning, Tasha. And so it's always necessary to think about these things, have them in mind, so that when you make a decision, you can make an informed one. And then if not junior college, then what about certification courses, HVAC, maybe being an electrician or a plumber? All of these particular fields are fields that are geared toward individuals gaining experience and knowledge, but at the same time not accumulating and stacking up debt. Something to think about, something to consider. So now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a proponent for getting whatever education you need in order to take care of yourself and maybe the family that you're going to have in the future. You are entering adulthood quickly now. And I'm sorry if I'm taking you fast, but as an adult, you have to consider these things, because now you have to plan for the future. And I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you that you need to plan. Because if you plan and you do it wisely, then the difficulties that you may have seen around yourself as you're growing up and in your neighborhood and in your community, now a lot of those you can bypass just by careful thought and preparation. You can put yourself in a situation where you're not stumbling and living check to check, okay? So now that's one thing that I wanted to share with you. But then also keep in mind that a lot of companies today, they take on individuals as new hires and they train them in the specific areas that they need them. So that's also an opportunity that you can look at. I am, as you probably can tell, I am a proponent of owning your own business. I'm a proponent of that, because I always remember my father saying that you can't get rich working for somebody else. Well, of course, my reasons for working the night to get rich, to be comfortable, is really my goal. And so it's necessary sometimes to step away from the normal way that people would do things. Sometimes it's necessary to step away from or what you've seen traditionally, because sometimes the skills that you have lend themselves to you doing something different. So that was the thought I had for you. You know, it is a wonderful thing to see someone walk across the stage and graduate. Do you want to see proof of that? Okay, let's get some proof. Now, before we get into this particular clip, I know Tasha gonna kill me, but I gotta do it. Tasha, I still got love for you, Don, but let's get into this clip, okay?
One in front of her, one in front of her. She after this person, she after the next person. She next, she next, she next.
Can you remember maybe courses that you took that you thought you wouldn't pass? Maybe it was a particular grade that you just couldn't get out of. Maybe it was a teacher that continually gave you problems. Maybe it was a particular subject that you just couldn't get a hang of. Have you experienced that? I'm sure you have, because we all have. So I want you to keep that particular feeling, okay? Remember that feeling in your mind for a second. Now I want you to think about how you feel now that you've graduated. So what I want you to do right now is to see that there are difficulties that are going to present themselves in your life. It's inevitable. Things are going to be hard. Things are going to come to you in a way that you might feel you might never be able to surmount the obstacles that you face. But you felt that way about that particular course, that particular test, that particular teacher. And look at you now. You were able to successfully come through those situations, and your graduation is proof of your success. I want you to remember this feeling, because this is how life works. This is the pattern for life. Difficulties come, you persevere through those difficulties, you give it your best effort, and in the end, you will have success. That's not something that I came up with because of delusion. That's because in life, you'll come to find out that those who persevere the most and work the hardest, those are the individuals in the end that have exactly what they need. So whatever you decide to do, whether it's a junior college or a university or going to get a job or pursuing plumbing or HVAC or being an electrician, what I want you to remember is simple. No matter what difficulties, problems, tribulations, persecutions that you run into, if you persevere, if you endure, you're going to be just fine. Life can be difficult at times. It can be full of surprises, but some of the most wonderful surprises come after you successfully solve problems, you successfully endure through difficulty. And you can do it. Your graduation is proof of it. Because no matter what that teacher said, no matter what grade you made on your test, no matter what grade that you made coming out of that particular grade, whether you were 7, 8, 9, or 10, no matter what any of those things turned out to be, you graduated. You were able to stay the course. You were able to complete this particular assignment in your life. More assignments are to come, and the way to make sure that you can last through all of these difficulties is to resolve in yourself right now that you can do it, that you can be successful, that you won't allow anything to keep you from having the best life that you possibly can have. So now I think that I have preached enough. Tasha, I hope you forgive me. I had to use that example. I thought it was fitting. But now, I'm not going to be too long because I know there's a few of you all who are getting ready to put something on the grill. So I hope that you all have a wonderful day, have a productive week, and as always, please don't let that negativity rub off on you. Because now if you do things that are positive, if you have a positive mindset, positive things will come your way. As always, man, thank you all for tuning in this morning. Be easy.